Good evening, everyone. Today we gather not merely to celebrate a date on a calendar, but to honor a journey marked by suffering, perseverance, faith, and the unbreakable human desire for freedom. Juneteenth is more than a holiday, it is a story of people who endured the unimaginable yet refused to surrender their humanity. A story of delayed justice, a story that reminds us that freedom declared is not always freedom delivered. To understand Juneteenth, we must go back long before America became the nation we know today. Millions of African men, women, and children were torn from their homes, separated from their families, and forced into a brutal system of slavery. For over 250 years, generations labored without wages, lived without rights, and endured conditions that denied their God given dignity. Yet, despite chains, they built families. Despite oppression, they created culture. Despite suffering, they held onto faith. Many prayed for a freedom they would never live to see. Then came the Civil War, a nation divided over the fundamental question of human freedom. In 1863, the President Abraham Lincoln issued the Emancipation Proclamation, declaring enslaved people in Confederate states to be free. But here is a part of the story that many do not fully understand. A declaration on paper did not instantly change reality. In many places, enslaved people remained enslaved. News traveled slowly. Enforcement was inconsistent, and some slaveholders deliberately withheld the truth. For thousands of black Americans, freedom had been proclaimed, but they were still living in bondage. Then came June 12, 1865. More than 2 years after the Emancipation Proclamation, Union General Gordon Granger arrived in Galveston, Texas with federal troops and announced that the enslaved people of Texas were free. Imagine that moment. Imagine waking up as a slave and learning that legally you have been free for years. Imagine the joy, the tears, the disbelief, the prayers of generation suddenly answered. That day became known as Juneteenth, a day born from both celebration and tragedy. Celebration because freedom had finally arrived, tragedy because it has been delayed. Juneteenth teaches us a profound lesson. Justice delayed is still painful. Freedom delayed still carries a cost, and truth withheld can prolong suffering. Yet, Juneteenth is not ultimately a story of delay. It is a story of endurance. The people who received that news did not inherit wealth. They did not inherit power. They inherited the responsibilities of rebuilding lives after centuries of oppression. And they did. They established churches. They built schools. They started businesses, they created communities, they transformed pain into progress, they turned survival into achievement. They became living proof that the human spirit is stronger than oppression. Before I close, allow me to speak from a personal space. As an African immigrant who came to America from Nigeria, I carry a deep respect and appreciation for African Americans. While our histories are different, our roots are connected. I recognize that many of the opportunities available to immigrants like myself today were made possible by the sacrifices, struggle, courage, and perseverance of African Americans who fought against injustice for generations. They endured slavery, they endured segregation, they endured discrimination. They marched when it was dangerous to march. They spoke when it was dangerous to speak. They stood firm when the system was designed to break them. Through their struggle, America was challenged to become a better version of itself. Through their sacrifices, doors were opened not only for their children, but for millions of people from around the world who would one day call America home. As someone who has benefited from those opportunities, I do not take that legacy for granted. I take my hat off to the men and women who carried burdens they did not deserve, yet continue to fight for freedom, dignity, and equality. I honor those whose names are known and whose names history may never record. And on this Juneteenth, I stand in gratitude. Gratitude for their courage, gratitude for their resilience, gratitude for the path they paved. Today, as we reflect on Juneteenth, Let us remember that freedom is more than the absence of chains. Freedom is opportunity. Freedom is dignity. Freedom is the ability to dream without limits and pursue those dreams without fear. Juneteenth reminds us that progress is often hard fought, that justice requires vigilance, and that every generation inherits a responsibility to leave the world better than it found it. As we celebrate today, let us honor those who came before us, the known and unknown, the names recorded in history, and the countless names forgotten by history, but remembered by God. Let us honor their sacrifices, not only with our words, but with our actions. And let us remember that freedom is never something to take for granted, because every freedom we enjoy today was paid for by someone who came before us. Juneteenth is not just Black history, it is American history. It is a testament of resilience, a testament to hope, and a reminder that even when freedom is delayed, the human spirit can never truly be enslaved. May we continue building bridges of understanding, respect, and unity between Africans, African Americans, and all people who cherish freedom. Thank you. God bless you, and happy Juneteenth.